Thank you, Ms. Pavlova, for a very important update on disaster and what comes if people leave the area alone. I find that fascinating personally. Our next presenter is Dr. Meshkati, who's a fellow from Harvard University. Dr. Meshkati, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rubik. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, particularly my young friends and students, and His Excellency Yachenko and my dear colleagues in the podium here. It's really indeed a pleasure for me to be here to present my research in the last almost 40 years in the field of complex system safety. And I chose that subtitle of Thinking About Unthinkable because what you see I'm going to be talking about is a cross-cutting problem. It applies to nuclear power plants. I started my research at 3 Mile Island exactly 40 years ago, Chernobyl, and also it applies to other chemical plants and complex technological systems like the Bhopal accident that happened in 1984. Next slide, please. I just want to tell you my life story very briefly. Next one, please. I got involved, and please go through that all the time because I don't have time to, all the way to 2000. Perfect. Yes, keep it there. I got involved in the 3 Mile Island accident 40 years ago because it was attributed to human error. Bhopal accident, the same thing. It killed 2,000 people, injured 200,000. And after 30 years, its death toll reached to 16,000 people. Of course, the Chernobyl accident, that's what we are here for and we are talking about. I was involved in the investigation of the BP refinery explosion in 2005. BP Deepwater Horizon, I was a member of the national panel investigating that, and also Fukushima accident. Next one, please. I have been working with all these industries in the last 40 plus years and with the healthcare industry because you may have heard about wrong site surgery, wrong medication, wrong dosage, and that. The ingredients of that and root causes of these accidents, they have a lot in common with each other. That's what I'm going to get to that. Next one, please. And I've worked with 10 nuclear power plants in US and across the world, and then conducted research on a few more that is listed over here. And these 10 nuclear power plants, I've been there. I have done work on them. Again, I'm not an armchair general. Next one, please. This is the 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant. I am with my mentor, the late Professor Alphonse Japanese. Next one. This is, of course, the Chernobyl nuclear plant that had the accident in 86, and I visited that in 1997. I'm in front of sarcophagus. Next one, please. And this is a photo that my students, they like it a lot. They say, my haircut and looks very much like the head of Lenin over there. I mean, I heard that from my students over there. This is the corridor that runs from the administration building in the Chernobyl nuclear power station to the 4 reactors. Reactor number 4 was the exploded one. At the end of the hallway, I visited reactor number 3, control room when it was operational. Next one, please. Next one. Yes, this is the control room of reactor number 3. It was operational, and as you see, the poor soul on the left is a little overwhelmed with the design of that control panel because this is against every principles of human factors, and they have done much better since the Chernobyl time. When we talk about single sensor, single indicator, and human machine interface related issue, which is my area of research. Next one, please. I'm in the chair of the shift supervisor, again in reactor number 3. I learned a lot from my Ukrainian friends and colleagues over there. That 2 days at Chernobyl was one of my best days, Ms. Katrina, and that's what I want to return to Chernobyl. This is another nuclear plant in Japan that's called Mihama that had an accident in 1992. I don't have time to explain that, but I spent a lot of time over there. This next one, please. This is the Mihama. Next one. This is Fukushima Daiichi. I was a member of the National Academy. The gentleman or the guy that in a Tyvek suit and face mask is me. And this is something that I don't want to see again. I don't want to see that in my lifetime again. I've been to Chernobyl, I've been to Fukushima. We cannot afford the third one. And that's why the balance of my talk is how to prevent another major catastrophic accident like these two. And this is my message for the young people over here. You are the future. You should work on preventing the third catastrophic accident. And please listen to me. Next one. This is another nuclear plant. I did a lot of work on that. That's EBR-2 reactor, experimental breeder reactor 2 in Idaho Falls. Next one. Now let's look at the common denominator of all these accidents that I talk all the way from 3 Mile Island to BP Deepwater Horizon. And some of this stuff that I talk about applies also to the grounding of the 737. You may say why, you will see why. Please go to the next one. And yeah, these are human factors and safety culture related cross-cutting issues. That's what I want you to remember this fact. These are cross-cutting. Next one, please. I developed a model which is called HOT model, Human Organization Technology Interaction. Next one, please. And then, yes, push that. And another one. Please keep it there. As you see over here, I say that every complex technological system, any large-scale complex technological system, can be decomposed to the combination of these 3 subsystems. Human subsystem, the operators and maintainers and the human element. The organizational subsystem is that entity that takes care of the recruiting, training. It takes care of the preventive medicine, corrective medicine, training, and all of that. And then there is a technological subsystem. All these 3, they are like 3 links in a chain. And reliability and safety is equivalent to that I be able to carry this weight day in and day out. A system failure and accident when you drop the load. And the system failure and accident happens when one of these links breaks down. In that case, my message is we need, in order to keep the link intact, as you heard that a link breaks down at its weakest, a chain breaks down at its weakest link, sorry. A chain breaks down at its weakest link, or a chain is as strong as its weakest link. That's why we need to give equal and adequate attention. These accidents that I mentioned to you, they are all happened because this balance, this equilibrium was not maintained. Next one, please. I think you jumped on one. Maybe you want to go back. Yes, and push one more. Okay. There was another one that I have, it's not there. In the case of the 3 Mile Island, this is the statement. This was the accident happened in Pennsylvania. The distinguished lady on the panel is from that area. This is a report from the Presidential Commission about the importance of safety culture in the 3 Mile Island. And you will see this theme is being repeated again. Safety culture, human error. And that has been my research interest for the last 40 years. Please look at that red segment over there. The principal deficiency in commercial nuclear reactor safety today are not hardware problems, but they are management problems, safety culture problems. That statement was made in 1980. Next one, please. In the case of the Chernobyl, next one, please. This is a report by the International Atomic Energy Agency called INSAC. INSAC stands for International Nuclear Safety Advisory Group. And again, look at those highlighted words in red. This is a report by the INSAC when they went to investigate Chernobyl. It was when the late academician Valery Legazov was still alive. Then he committed suicide on the 2nd anniversary of Chernobyl. By the way, I want to commemorate this academician Valery Legazov, who was a very decent and a fantastic scientist. He died 31 years ago today by committing suicide because of Chernobyl. Safety culture, as you see, this is a quote from International Atomic Energy Agency. Next one, please. And this is the report that highlighted the term safety culture. That's a photo of Dr. Hans Blix, former Director General of International Atomic Energy Agency, who turn 90 years old this year. And this is a very seminal report that Dr. Blix wrote a preface, said that also applies to the other systems and other technologies. And it is intended to stimulate discussion in the nuclear safety. Next one, please. And another report by International Atomic Energy Agency talks about the importance of root causes of Chernobyl being in human element. Again, remember that two links in that chain, human subsystem and organizational subsystem. Next one, please. And these are few other statements about Chernobyl, because today's conference is, of course, on a commemoration of Chernobyl, about the importance of human factors, the importance of human-machine system. And then, as you see that I have a quote from late academician Valery Legazov over there. He developed a lot of respect for this stuff that I'm talking about, which I'm very honored to see that such a distinguished late person said that. Next one, please. Now I want to take you to Fukushima. Again, I have many slides on Fukushima, but I'm going to go through that very fast. Fukushima, next one, please. As you see that this is an aerial photo of Fukushima before the accident. It had 6 reactors, 4 of them were operational during the time. Next one. This is a complicated slide, but I just want to tell you that Fukushima happened because of this. There was an earthquake. Of course, all of us, we know that. Nuclear power plants are designed to shut down after the earthquake, and they shut down. But then the tsunami came after 45 minutes and inundated the plant. And then we have emergency diesel generators so that to cool down the reactors. But because of the inundation of the plant, some of these emergency diesel generators, they got inundated, they couldn't work, and we had what is called a station blackout. This is the most catastrophic thing that could happen in a nuclear plant. Again, sorry, I don't have time to go over that, but Fukushima was not an act of God. Fukushima was preventable. Fukushima was preventable. Next one, please. Next one. This is the title of a report that came out from Carnegie, why Fukushima was preventable. There have been better reports than that came later on. In fact, one article in Royal Society magazine is called Fukushima Was Preventable. And can you push one more? Yeah. This is my colleague, Dr. George Apostolakis, who was a commissioner with Nuclear Regulatory Commission. He said the accident was not extremely low probability. It was not unthinkable or unfeasible or unpreventable. And next one, please. This is a copy of a first page of a Japan Parliament report about, Fukushima. Next one. This is the cartoon that was published in the International Herald Tribune when this report was published. On the left is Dr. Kiyoshi Kurokawa, my mentor, who was the chair of this commission. As you see, the industry people and all government, and that they point fingers to each other, to blame each other for that. Next one, please. This is one of the most seminal pieces. This is Dr. Kiyoshi Kurokawa's preface on that report. You can't read that, but 4 places in that preface, he said Fukushima happened because of the mindset in Japan. Fukushima, he says, was an accident made in Japan. This is a very revealing report. Again, he was the head of the independent commission investigated Fukushima on behalf of Japanese parliament. And he's a very authoritative report. Next one, please. There are some excerpts from him. Next one. Again, he said that these are quotes from his reports, which was almost like 800 pages. Thank you. Fukushima was profoundly man-made, and it was have been foreseeable, and it could have been prevented. Next one. Keep it there, please. And again, he says that the Japan nuclear industry managed to avoid absorbing the lessons from 3 Mile Island and Chernobyl. See, learning lessons from past is very important, at least in the case of Fukushima. That's what I would like us to concur and agree upon that. Next one, please. And it was the mindset and that. Okay, you may go through that report of government of ministerial thing and that. Just go. Next one, please. Don't have time for that. Next one. Next one. Next one. Okay. This is a very important thing. I mentioned to you, yes, go through that. Very good. Okay, stop there. We talk about 3 Mile Island, happened in 1979, but there was an accident, another nuclear reactor, which is called stationary reactor number 1. That happened before that in 1961. What you see over there when 3 Mile Islands happened in 1979, many people, they refer to that accident. And again, those areas in red, you see that. They said that we should have paid attention to this management factor, human factors, organizational factors over there. Bhopal happened in 74, then we moved to Chernobyl in 86. You see Valery Legazov said that we should have learned from Bhopal. And then fast forward to 2011, Kiyoshi Kurokawa said in his report that we should have learned from 3 Mile Island, from Chernobyl for Fukushima. My point is, in year 20XY, would we say that we should have learned from SL1, 3 Mile Island, Chernobyl, and Fukushima for the next nuclear accident, or we have got enough learning? Next one, please. And the last word, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat that. This is by George Santayana. Next one. This is a book that came out last year by my good friend, Professor Sirki Polikhiv. For those of you that are interested in Chernobyl, I strongly recommend you to read and buy this book. He's a Harvard professor, director of Ukrainian Institute at Harvard. What Sergei says, this is a very important thing. While world attention is focused on the non-proliferation and that, we need to strengthen our international collaboration and cooperation. And then he also says that, next one, please. And the most crucial lesson that Chernobyl told us is the importance of counteracting the danger posed by nuclear nationalism. And then, of course, the issue of populism, nationalism, and anti-globalism that we are dealing with in our neighborhood here. And next one. And then I think this is a very important thing, and I want to end with that statement by Sergei, that the world has experienced one nuclear accident at Chernobyl, another one at Fukushima. The reason I put Persian Gulf over there, because there are 4 nuclear reactors in Abu Dhabi and 1 in Iran, and there will be building more nuclear reactors in that area. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have 450 nuclear reactors in the world. 450. There are 55 more under construction. That makes it 500. And there are 4 countries that are newcomers: Belarus, Bangladesh, Turkey, United Arab Emirates. And there are some other countries, like Jordan and Egypt, that are going to build one. This is the lesson of Chernobyl that I would like to leave it with you, that we have to work hard to prevent the next Chernobyl. And I'm so happy to see such a young generation over here. I hope that you got the message. Thank you for your attention.
And thank you, Professor Meshkati, for a very important information regarding the need for safety for the current and the new nuclear reactors, particularly because of the energy potential that they can help us in our endeavor to control the climate change. Our next presenter is Ms. Oksana Leshchenko, Policy Specialist at the United Nations Department. Would you like to? Please don't forget to put your questions on the floor. We will have some time to answer some of them. So take the opportunity to ask the questions that are most pertinent.
Can you hear me? Okay. Excellency,